Hey, welcome to the trail. Pretty nice day out here today. Not a lot of snow. It's not really cold for this time of year. So I'm kind of taking advantage of the ability to get further onto the trails in different spots that are relatively difficult normally this time of year. Usually there's more snow. Usually it's a lot colder. So it's a struggle to get very far onto the trails. Today's not so bad, out here doing some exploring. Little mini day adventure in the woods. I mean, nice little fire going. I better feed that. Use my last log. Sit here. I can sit here and enjoy a kind of a late lunch. Late lunch by the campfire. Can't be beat. Been wheeling for a couple hours. And this time of year, towards the end of December, the days get very short. Next weekend, the solstice will be, of course, the shortest day of the year, the shortest of daylight. So I'll probably be out on a trail on that day as well, just to kind of celebrate the solstice and look forward to the upcoming increase in light and heat. Still takes a long time. January, February usually are colder. Usually we get some more snow, and sometimes clear into March. But for now, out here enjoying the woods. Got some hot chocolate sitting there, nice and toasty warm. Eating some scrambled eggs and bacon out of a winter MRE. Not bad when you're on a trail. You get hungry. And as you can see, it's not really light out. Starting to get dark. It's probably 3 o'clock. And here in another hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, it's going to be dark. So I'll sit here for a little bit, and then before it gets too dark, I'll get back on the trail and head for home. But I wanted to talk a little while I'm sitting here about the idea of adventure, and what is adventure? You can think of it in a bunch of different ways. Is it skydiving out of an airplane? Scuba diving with sharks? Or is it just simply, getting out in the woods for a few hours on a weekend? For some people, an adventure would just be going to a local grocery store, going to get gas. When you talk about adventure, basically comes down to each and every individual, and how their daily lives are, and what they're doing, the struggles they're faced with, the amount of time they have to get away, to go on any type of adventure. You know, like this cold weather MRE. Put this in front of people, and just to eat it, they would consider that a big adventure. It's a nice quiet spot. Probably 3-4 miles in. Off the beaten path. Not a lot of people come down this trail in the winter. Like I said, it's usually at least a foot of snow. And there's some, you know, you go further, there's some hills to climb, but where I just came from, you gotta cross some swamps. And usually, sometimes the ice isn't completely frozen. You'll break through into that swampy mud, and that gets to be a mess. It's great. High in fat, low on carbohydrates. Get that fat burning in my body, not the carbohydrates. I can, ooh, that's warm. Got some nice warm hot chocolate right there. Is that really something you can say, warm hot chocolate? It's nice to be able to just sit out here in the woods, in the boreal forests of Alaska. Some little birds flying around. You know, there's moose. Every time I'm on this trail, I see at least one moose. Saw one earlier, stumbling through the woods. But as far as adventure goes, you know, this is part of it. Sit by a nice log fire. And kind of consider this, you know, an adventure of the mind. Be able to sit here and relax. Take it easy for a bit. I can still hear the sounds of the crazy world far, far away. I can hear the helicopters, I can hear the planes, I can hear the gunshots, all that. But if you kind of tune that out and just focus on the wind in the trees, the crackle of the fire, it takes you back to a more primitive time. Primitive time where things were simple. You know, this wasn't about sitting by a fire just to be able to do it. You know, those primitive times, that was life. That was what kept people alive. You know, they cooked their food, they did everything around their fire. Oh yeah, it's great. You know, adventure's not always got to be something crazy. It can be kind of low key, or it can be crazy. If you're into skydiving, scuba with sharks, knock yourself out. If that's what you call adventure, hey, I'm all for you. Get out and do something. That's the point. Create that adventure. You know, I look around and, you know, all the people I know, all the things I see on a daily basis, you know, how much of it is people living their lives and being on the adventures, doing the adventures they want to do. Here in Alaska, of course, a lot more adventure to be had outdoors. A lot more people take advantage of it. Can't say that in all types, or all parts of the world. There are a lot of freedoms here and a lot of opportunity for different kinds of adventure. You just got to get out and take advantage of it. Get out in the woods. Get out in your off-road rigs. Practice that off-road craft. This is part of it. Running the trails, crawling up hills, instead of using second or third gear. Get it down in creeper low and see if you can crawl up stuff. Do some stuff a little different every once in a while, just to kind of learn new skills and practice old skills. Don't always take the easy line. Basically, it's all part of adventure. Take that hard line. Get that winch rope dirty. Get those boots muddy. Got to create those adventures. Thanks for joining me by the fire. I'm going to sip this hot chalky. I guess that's the new term for it. I need a nice baby Yoda meme right now. The one where he's holding a little cup of hot chalky. Now relax, listen to the fire crackle away, and pack up and head back on the trail. Hit a couple nice mud holes, crawl up a couple hills, get through a couple swamps, head back home. See you on the trails.